Hi, a film I watched recently that caught my eye on one of the digital channels was Suspect, a drama from 1962, originally released in the US as The Risk. It stars Tony Britton and Virginia Maskell, heading quite a large cast, in a story about a laboratory that's developed potential treatments for various types of plague. But when the head of the laboratory, played by no less than Peter Cushing, goes to have the approval to have it published, he's told that this research could be used for nefarious purposes by foreign powers. So his life's work must remain secret, and he's appalled by this and communicates this to his staff. One of whom starts to have ideas about filtering it into the public domain by other means. Meanwhile, the other researcher with whom he's having a chaste relationship is also still living with her former fiance, played by Ian Bannon, who lost both his arms during the Korean War and is completely dependent on her for his needs. So we have this very complex setup for a story. Um, the film is produced and directed by John and Roy Boulting, who were very successful in the 1950s rather, and into the 60s in purveying Ealing type pictures, not necessarily comedies, but more realistic slice of life pictures of the time. And the film has an extraordinary cast, as I said: Tony Britton, um, Virginia Maskell, Peter Cushing, Thorley Walters as an espionage agent who comes in, um, Ian Bannon, Donald Pleasance as a friendly type down the pub who it turns out is actually an agent for a foreign power. We have cameos by people like Jeffrey Bayldon, who would go on to be very well known faces on television. And rather bizarrely, we have in a supporting role Spike Milligan, the legendary comedian, who plays the security guard, janitor, and factotum at the research laboratory, sporting a comic walk and an exaggerated Irish accent. He's the comic relief in a film which is otherwise a very serious John le Carre style, down to earth espionage story. And the disconnect between the two styles the film is aiming for is enough to give you whiplash. It could have been a funny comedy about this character, or we could have the serious espionage story. And the espionage story is very strong. I feel it's very realistic and down to earth. It's in pubs and bed sitting rooms, and uh, people go out of their way not to say the word espionage or spy or anything like that. It's all very euphemistic, very le carre. But at the same time, we have this disconnect. So we have a film which deals with treason, disability, suicide, infidelity. But at the same time, the final scene is of a man being locked into a cage by a chimpanzee. Um, it's entertaining enough. It's surprisingly brisk. It's barely an hour and 20 minutes. And I think it has enough to sustain it as a fine film in its own right. It's just a shame that the filmmaker seemed to have not enough confidence in the espionage story and had to add in this Milligan material. Entertaining though it is, it's not just a different movie, it's a totally different genre. So whether or not you feel the two sides mesh, I think might well be in the eye of the beholder.